There have been so many questions about nutrition that we actually decided to make an own video. What's your pre-race meal routine evening before and race day morning? The evening before I always have pasta with chicken and just tomato sauce since forever, and it just works. So when it comes to nutrition, I think the saying never change a winning system is actually a quite good advice, so I stick with that, I guess. In the race morning I usually have some self-baked bread from my wifey. It's good to have something that you can do everywhere in the world, and that always works usually. So that's a good thing if you go into a random bakery and then later you have a bread and it has a lot of yeast or whatever. It's yeah, difficult, so I usually have a bread, some peanut butter on it, banana and a little bit of honey, and probably 2 or 3 cups of coffee. So yeah, that's pre-race. And then I have a power bar probably like 40 minutes before the race start, and a bottle of energized power bar also. And then maybe 15 minutes before the start I have probably half a Red Bull or so, just to have some just-in-time sugar delivery for the start, and some caffeine. How many calories do you need during Ironman? Actually, I don't even really know the answer to that question. I think on the bike I'm around about 85 grams of carbohydrates per hour. On the run it's a little bit lower. I think it's around about 65 grams maybe. So I think it's for sure an 8,000 calorie day. Do you have a special diet like high fat, low carb? Why or why not? Just with that question you can probably fill the whole world of YouTube, I guess. I would say partly. What does that mean? I have a couple of sessions, especially right now, that I do fasted in the morning, so no breakfast before. I hop on the trainer for 1.5 hours, nothing special, just around about 220 watts probably, to just try to improve the fat metabolism a little bit. And usually the evening before I eat quite early and not a lot of carbs, so just carb reduced, and then you basically have like maybe 16 hours without any food. And I think I like that because it gives the belly the chance to recover a little bit. And I mean, if you read some studies on it, you know, it's called intermediate fasting. It's not really the same thing, I know, but I think it also helps sometimes with inflammation, just like to give the belly a little break. And well, other than that, I always eat for what I need, I would say. So in really tough, intensive bike sessions, I go all out with race nutrition and not hold back, just like try to force in the same amount of calories I do during the race. And that's for really tough bike sessions. And yeah, for easy bike sessions, I usually start with the first 1.5 to 2 hours without really any carbs or something like that, and then I start really depending on how long the session is, start eating and yeah, having calories actually. And in general, I would say proteins are not bad for you, carbs are not bad for you, fat is not bad for you, but it's always the quality of the protein, the quality of the carbs, the quality of the fat that's important. And then a general advice from me would be just first of all, take your time to buy the food, and take your time to prepare the food, and take time to eat the food. And I think if you do that, you're already on the safe side. It doesn't even really mean what you eat, because if you prepare the food by yourself and you make cookies and you actually realize, oh, fine, I'm gonna put a pound of sugar in that, then you know what you eat. And if you just like buy the cookies somewhere, you have no clue how much sugar there is in it. So I think that's really an eye-opener if you just like prepare the food yourself, and if you take the time, I think that's really important. I see more and more people, you know, eat as fast as they can, try to spend as low of time amount preparing the food and buying the food, and I think that's actually one of the biggest issues. Yeah. What do you eat and drink during a race? I'm with Powerbar for a very long time, and that really works for me very well. So usually on the bike I have like 12 power gels in a bottle and filled up with water, so it's easy to consume and easy to handle. And then I have 2 bottles of Energize at the beginning, and then I just like take water from when they are empty. And on the run I have hydro gel on like probably yeah, four of them during the marathon. Plus I always have this like little handheld bottle, and that's with Isomax. Yeah, that's what I have during the race. So what's your favorite food and drinks on cheat day? So everything, I would say, pretty much everything. I'm not really picky, but fat, salt and sugar is always a good combination, I would say. I mean, when it comes to alcoholics, I really like gin tonics. I mean, I'm not having them during the year probably, but every now and then during off season, I started to collect a gin from every place I go for training or whatsoever. And since it became such a hip thing, you have the feeling that every little town now has its own distillery, so there are quite a lot of bottles there. So I don't know what I do with them. Maybe when I retire I have to empty them at one point. And then food. Oh, I mean, in our recent training camp in Girona there is quite a good coffee culture, and if you're in Girona you try the hummingbird cake from yeah, from the coffee. What's the name of the coffee again? The world famous coffee there. Mir fällt es gerade nicht ein. Ah, genau, Fabrika. So if you are in Girona, there is La Fabrica, pretty famous coffee place, and they have a cake. It's called hummingbird cake. It's pretty good stuff. Yeah, so that's pretty much it, I would say.